Good evening friends, I am back with another video and the topic of this video would be Nmims Mumbai main MBA core MBA selection criteria. What is the weightage given for the written exam, GD, interview, 10th, 12th engineering, gender, work ex, everything. So initially before starting this I would be sharing my scorecard details. This was my scorecard last year. I obtained a score of 233. My percentile was 99. My score in quant was 92. Cutoff was 65. And my score in language skills was 61. Cutoff was 60. And my score in logical reasoning was 80. Cutoff was 60. So because of which I was shortlisted for both CDPI of MBA and MBA HR. So in this video I would be sharing mainly with what was the selection process of Nmims Mumbai core MBA. So this was the weightage which was stated by the Nmims dean. So when you go through the process of the GDPI of the Nmims Mumbai, initially they would be having an interactive session with the dean, NM dean. So there you could ask any kind of questions with respect to the placements, anything. So for every batch the NM dean would be addressing. So last year one of my friends did ask like what is the weightage. So he did state about this thing that the written exam carries 70%, GD 10, interview 10, engineering 5, gender and work X 5%. So if you add this one it comes out to 100%. And one more important thing to note is that till last year, or in fact last year, Nmims main MBA didn't have any VAT. So last year we had only GD and interview. Okay, I'm talking about main Nmims MBA core MBA, not about HR. In HR we did have a VAT. Okay, so but if you're talking about Nmims core MBA, we didn't have any VAT. It was only GD, that was 10% carry weightage, and interview carried 10% weightage. Remaining 70% was done because we wrote the exam, and 10, 12 engineering, gender, work, this all was also done. So for my Nmims core MBA experience of GD, like we were already divided. When you go for the Nmims Mumbai, which is, if I'm not wrong, in Vile Parle, you go there, you would be allotted separate groups. The group would be 10 to 15 people, if I'm not wrong. And after the whole session of the interactive session with the dean and various other checking of documents and all those things, your GD process start. And this GD normally consists of around 10 to 15. It's mostly 15 if I'm not wrong, because there are many people who do come. And we had 3 panelists. So we were actually sitting in a semicircular pattern, and at the center there were 3 panelists who were judging us based on our performance on the case discussion. Okay, and basically in NM the GD is basically the case discussion. So last year the topic was about the salary ratio of the top executive of a company and the person at the bottom of the company. It means the lowest level. So they were asking that how good is the ratio of various companies and how it can be improved and how well it is justified about the ratio of a person who is at the top level, the salary of that person, to the salary of the lowest level person who is working in that company. How bad is that ratio, how good is that ratio, how it can be improved. So this was the group discussion topic. So one thing I would like to point out is Nmims might be the worst GD experience you had, because the people who do come out there, they actually start shouting like anything. Yeah, if you really haven't seen Fish Market, best place would be the Nmims GD experience. It was with respect to me, because there's no one who will be actually trying to stop you. Like last year we had one girl, and I had this interview on 5th February, and the budget came out on 1st February. So what she did was she actually completely by hearted the whole this thing budget, and she was keeping on blabbering about the budget itself. Okay, so actually the people will be really shouting, you won't be given the chance. So better be prepared for these kind of experiences. That doesn't mean that these are the only experiences. Some of the people will find some groups where they are very good people who just allow to speak other people, but mostly that wouldn't be the case. If you're lucky, you would be, because in this case you will find people of different sorts. One who won't be speaking, one who would be speaking ruthlessly, shouting. So this would be happening. So be really prepared for the bad. I would be suggesting that if you find this kind of people, how better do you want to react? Okay, so this is one thing. And yeah, it doesn't mean that always everyone will be having this kind of GD. You might have some sensible people trying to speak sensibly, and I hope that everybody have this thing. So after this GD, we had these interview experiences, and for my interview there were three panelists, and again all the three persons were female, and they were all in their mid-50s. So after entering into the room, they did ask like, how was your day, what did you do from morning, and then they look into my CV and they ask me what I was doing my further business, what are the problems that I face in my business, what are the problems that I face with respect to the drivers, because mine is a more of a transportation and logistic company, and why MBA. And at that time GST was implemented, like just 1 year before. So what were my views on GST, how should have been done. So these were the already questions. There were nothing much of the grilling about something that you should be doing this, you should be doing that. More of the questions were more of the comfortable questions that could have been said, because you would be going through 2 or 3 mock interview experiences. I would rather suggest you guys to do have a 2 to 3 good interview experiences with the actual alumni of NM, so that it actually gives an in-depth analysis of the college as well, about which college you are trying to get and what is the actual scenario of it. Okay, so in the last I was asked what do you want to ask us, any questions. So I did ask someone 2 or 2 questions and can't remember what was that, but after which that was done, my interview was done. So one thing to point out in this Nmims GDPI experience of the main MBA was that last year there was no VAT. Okay, and there was only GD which carried 10%, interview that carried 10%. This weightage was stated by the NMD, because you will be having this interactive session. If you are going for NMHR, there would be an HR woman, she's a principal or a dean, she would be having that interactive session. So if you are going for the NM core MBA, you will be having interactive session with the dean where you can ask. So last time they did give the breakup details. And yeah, this one of the experiences that I have shared with you guys with respect to the GD. I would request you to be prepared for the worst, because the people would be like literally fish market. Okay, and interview they didn't grill me much, and after which the direct result was direct convert. So this was my NMIMS GDPI experiences. Similarly, I have shared my SCM HRD convert experiences, SIBM interview experiences, and PGDBA selection criteria, and IIFT selection criteria. Similarly, I would also be sharing my IIFT interview experiences, XLRI BMHR interview experience, and PGDBA interview experience, and VGSOM interview experience. So in order to get all the details of this video, please do subscribe, and there are very few subscribers, and do like and share the video to any group which you feel it to be quite valuable. Okay, thank you.